Hey, beautiful friends. Thank you everyone who just came to the last live training or the live training just a couple minutes ago. We have the beautiful celebrated Ryan Ritz with us, and we are going to get poured into. I cannot wait. This is my first time formally meeting her. I got to see her speak in Mexico live in person. And we see her all the time, just lighting up the leaders board and all the things. So Ryan, whenever you're ready.
Hey guys. Okay, so I do want to make sure a lot of you probably don't know do you want to mute?
I'm going to mute. I don't know what is going on. There we go.
I don't know how much of you know me or what my story is, but I actually have a super powerful Plexus testimony, and I like to share that with people. And I really like it when compliance isn't watching. Because I don't know if you saw today on the Plexus Ambassador community page, I was on at 5, and first of all, the videoing on my end was not working. I was literally staring at a blank screen the whole time. And so it like really threw me off because like the slides that y'all saw, I wasn't seeing, and I was just hoping they were in sync anyway. And, you know, I have to be so careful with what I say. And here I can tell you whatever I want, right? Do I have permission to do that, Sadie?
Please do. That's what we like.
Okay, good. And so I was a Plexus hater. I hated Plexus. I unfriended, I blocked Plexus people. I wanted nothing to do with anything in network marketing. I was pretty sick. After I had my oldest son in 2011, I started having, well, I've always kind of had some health issues, but they really compounded and magnified. I was not getting sleep at all, which drove me to get some sleep studies done, which then led to a lot of blood work. They came back and they said, you know, cut the gluten. It looks like you have celiac disease. I was seeing a hematologist oncologist. I would go in, he would take my blood work. When I say he, you know, the person in the lab, take my blood work. They would analyze it and they would set me up with an infusion with all the nutrients that I needed because I wasn't absorbing any nutrition. And so I would sit there, and while all the oncology patients were getting their cancer treatments, I would sit there and I would get my infusion. This happened every 2 weeks to once a month, consistently for 3.5, maybe almost 4 years. So I always needed, even whenever I cut the gluten, even whenever I took all the vitamins that I was told I needed to take, I was definitely never told to not drink Coca-Cola, and I was pounding back a ton of Cokes. In fact, I was pretty broke. But don't you know, I made sure I saved my money for my soda. So here comes Jessica Heffley, who is like gonna save the day, right? Because of course I've already blocked and unfriended her because I don't need that mess. She's gonna save the day, and she had to show up to my office. I was the director of a child development center. She had to show up to my office because she of course couldn't get a hold of me on Facebook because she couldn't message me anymore. And she was shaking. She was so nervous to talk to me. And she was like, I know that you're not well. I know that you've been sick. I want to know more about what's going on with you. I really do think I have something that can help. And I was like, Jessica, I told her about what was going on. I'm like, Jessica, even if I wanted to try this snake oil that you're selling, I don't have the money. I did not have the money. And so she gifted me the triplex and X Factor. So I agreed to take it all of it because she gave it to me, but under the condition that at the end of the 30 days, when it did not make a difference, I was going to let people know that she was scamming people because it's wrong. It's not nice. It's not nice to be bragging about how healthy and wonderful you feel and how much money you're making. It's rude. It's not nice. That's really how I felt. And so I took the triplex and X Factor consistently, which I thought I was going to have to choke down Slim, ended up loving it. I would say by day 7, I was sleeping, which was phenomenal. I wasn't drinking Coke because, of course, Jessica's like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. Like, substitute that Slim for soda. Also, I don't know how much research you've done on soda, but it actually really inhibits the absorption of nutrition. The one thing I really needed. I mean, guys, I was down to like 113 pounds, which on my frame was sick skinny. It was not a healthy look. You know, my hair had fallen out. I was doing my hair certain ways to hide bald spots. The eyelashes had fallen out, which, by the way, I feel like is super comical because I'm just going to keep it real. Since going diamond, I got extensions and I have on fake eyelashes right now, but there are real eyelashes under there, and I do have all my real hair. Funny. That's hilarious to me. Okay. Yeah, I told you I was going to keep it real. I told you I was going to keep it real. But I would say my skin, I had some pretty bad adult acne that I was embarrassed. My skin started to clear up. I was mortified, embarrassed at the thought of telling Jessica, oh my gosh, I think I like it. Even more upset because I knew I couldn't afford it. There was no wiggle room. I was constantly in the negative in my bank account. And something else, I don't share a whole lot of my backstory, honestly, until recently, because really that chapter of my life is just closed. But I was in a really, really scary abusive relationship. The cycle of abuse is horrible. And I mean, there was just no money, you guys. There was no money. It was not a happy environment. The 30th day that I took that last little bit of Plexus that I had, I went into the hematologist oncologist like I did routinely every single month. Just the timing just so happened to be it was my last day. So I'd have that full 30 days, which is really a God thing, you guys. And I took the blood work test, and it came back, and it was the first time in 3.5, almost 4 years, that I did not need an infusion, which was crazy. I also didn't need a blood transfusion, which I don't know if I mentioned that, but occasionally I would have to have a blood transfusion because my hemoglobin level would be too low. And I was like, what? And I could not tell the doctor what I was doing. I was too embarrassed. The doctor actually sent me a text that evening, and he said, you know, I'm not even going to sleep tonight because I just don't think that the blood work could have been right. Because he had seen me consistently. And I consistently had to have nutrition. He's like, you got to come back in the morning. We got to redo your blood work. I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, yeah, probably. I go back in, my blood work's still perfect. So here comes Boss Hef. Hey girl, how the doctors go? And I'm like, Jessica, my blood work came back perfect. She's like, what? She goes insane. And at that second, I knew she was like, I got her. Because I was one of the big fish. I was one of the big fish. Jessica knew if I can land her, my number one nemesis hater. She's like, I know. She's like, she knew she'd have it. So I was like, I don't have the money to sign up. I had to borrow money. I borrowed money to sign up. And I was still not going to tell a soul. Like, I was not going to work the business. No, thank you. No way on earth was I ever going to tell anybody. It was the second or third day after I had signed up. You know, when you sign up, you get added to all these Plexus pages that teach you all the things, you know. So I was added to Jessica's page and Tamara's page. And one evening, my son, my youngest, was 8 months old, and he woke up hungry. Now, I was really blessed to have children that slept through the night. It was such a blessing. Payday wasn't until the next day. So my bank account was in the negative, like it always was right before payday, right? Because I had used up all of my money. And I could not afford to go get any more formula. And that formula can was empty. I had planned it out to where I was just going to make it. And we didn't make it because he woke up hungry. And that night I had to put my baby to bed hungry. And after I peeled myself off of the kitchen floor crying, I was mindlessly scrolling Facebook at 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, and I came across the power of 3. And I saw that number close to $15,000. And I thought, if I can make $15,000 a year, that's more than $1,000 a month. That is going to cover groceries. I was like, done, I'm in. And I send Jessica that message. I'm like, okay, how do I make $15,000 a year? I'm in. And she's like, calls me up on the phone. It's late, y'all. It's late. She's like, Ryan, that is not $15,000 a year. That is $15,000 a month. I was like, what? I was like, I had been praying so hard for the Lord to send me something that would transform my health. And I had prayed so hard for the Lord to send me something that would change my financial future. And it was like, here you go. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you mean to tell me if I get 3 people and I help them get 3 people and I do that 7 levels deep, I'm going to make 15 grand a month? No way, y'all. That's how the comp plan works. I was like, no way. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I did. And she asked me what's your goal? What's your silver goal? And I said, I'm going to try and go silver in 1 year. She was like, no, you're going silver this week. And you'll be emerald in a year. I was like, okay, that's the power of breathing belief into someone has so much power. Your words, which we know that the Lord tells us that the power of life and death is in the tongue, right? Your words have power. She spoke powerful words. She's like, no, you'll go silver this week. You're going to go emerald in a year. And to the day that she told me that, exactly 1 year later, from the day I signed up to 1 year later, I went emerald. I mean, it's really, really amazing. Now, what a lot of people don't know about my journey is 13 days after I had signed up with Plexus, my husband strangled me. We separated. So here I was working full time. My school was open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I had 2 little boys. And God had given me this gift. I was feeling healthier. God had given me this gift to make extra income. And I worked that year. I worked full time. I still volunteered at church. I did all the things. And I built a huge, huge business. The cycle of abuse is crazy. In that whole year, my health continued to improve. My hair grew. My eyelashes grew in. So I was feeling fantastic. The cycle of abuse is crazy. And we ended up getting remarried. I remarried the same man. And a year after we remarried, he actually punched me and broke my jaw. So reconciliation, I thought, oh, this is beautiful. My marriage has been reconciled. No, that's not how the cycle of abuse works. So you know what I was able to do? I was able because I made such an incredible income. I didn't rely on a full-time job. I retired from my full-time job at age 33. I put my boys in my free Plexus Lexus. After I got out of the hospital, the officer said, I asked the officer in the hospital, I said, am I allowed to take my kids out of the state? And he said, you need to take your kids and go to Canada. And I thought, okay. I put my kids in the car and we drove north. And anybody that's from Wisconsin dies laughing at this because Wisconsin's really north. I thought that's cool, that's up there. And I landed in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and it looked great. And I rented a little house, 800 square feet, and I totally rebuilt my life there with my kids. Created 4 jewels in Wisconsin while I was there. Cycle of abuse is crazy, right? He transfers his probation, because he's a felon at that point, to Wisconsin. I go diamond. So I'm a diamond living in my little 800 square foot house. And he tried to kill me. So once again, I was able to put my kids in my Plexus Lexus, and we left Wisconsin and we drove to Texas. I relied on no one. There are so many women that are so stuck. There's nothing they can do. But I didn't have a problem where I didn't rely on him for the income. I was totally able to get out and be done. Thankfully, this time I'm for sure done, because finally the court systems pulled through, right? And I was granted the longest restraining order Wisconsin has ever granted in the state. So we're totally safe. Don't worry about us. But my Plexus community, like, I started over twice. I left everything I owned except for what would fit in my car twice. And when I moved, I finally got to get the home of my dreams. And like random Plexus people that knew what I was going through, just because remember I was in this teeny tiny little 800 square foot house and moved with nothing, just gifted me like $4,000 to go buy furniture. It was the greatest blessing ever. The resources and finances that the business has provided me has made me really passionate about sharing the business and the power that it has. Not only that, I'm healthy. And had I not had restored health, I wouldn't be here today. And so I believe that every single person can be a diamond. And believe it or not, you know exactly what you need to do to become a diamond. So we're going to do an exercise. So get out your pen and paper and get ready to write things down. Okay. This is one of my favorite things. And interaction is like the best. I like interaction. I haven't even opened the chat. So let's see. Okay. I'm going to close the chat, but I'm going to have you like throw some stuff out at me because it'll be a lot more helpful. And don't be shy. Okay. So first of all, I want you to picture and imagine yourself as a diamond. So all the things that you're going to get specific. And these are good questions for you to write down if you don't have time to do them all, is what are you going to feel like when you wake up in the morning as a diamond? Your bank account, let's just say it hits, we'll go on the low end. You're a new diamond, okay? So $20,000 a month, okay? So your bank account is at $20,000 a month. Who are you giving to? What percentage of your income are you giving? Who is it going to? What does your daily routine look like? When you wake up in the morning, what do you do? List the details. When you are going about your day and you see someone, what is your confidence level and posture when approaching someone about Plexus? As a diamond, what's your posture? How do you feel when you talk about Plexus? What does that feel like? What does your customer care look like as a diamond? What are you doing for your team? I mean, I'm talking like detailed, like what incentives do you have monthly? You know, how often do you send handwritten notes? What's your social media look like? There's a good one. What do your posts look like? What's the confidence of your posts? You know, are you trying new things as a diamond? Like really get detailed about how many level 1 business builders as a diamond do you have? What is the feeling of community that you create as a diamond? Not just for you and your team, but just people you encounter in your neighborhood. Like, what impact do you have? Are y'all feeling all that? Let me look in the chat. Let's see. Okay, I want like throw some stuff out at me, like just throw stuff out. You put it in the chat and I can read it if you don't want to unmute or whatever. But like, I want to know, I want to get some ideas of like, as a diamond, I'm going to feel X, Y, or Z. Oh, here's a good one. What kind of wife am I going to be when I'm a diamond? What kind of parent am I going to be when I'm a diamond? How much time am I going to invest in my kids as a diamond? How much time am I going to invest in my church as a diamond? Okay, I see. You're going to feel abundance. Love it. Okay, what else? Let's see. Feel like you're in a position to do so much good. I love it. All right, what else? Strong and validated. Okay, plenty of money, peace of mind. Good. Speaking of money, how will you manage your money as a diamond? What will that look like? Those are just questions I'm putting out there so you can write them down so you can really think about it later. You won't feel scared on your own with your little one. Good, okay? You will inspire other single moms like yourself. Good. Okay. Good. What about social stuff? What about how you'll feel when you work your business? How many people do you think you're going to reach out to as a diamond? How many silvers do you think that you'll create as a diamond? You're getting the idea. I'm going to like sound like a broken record here. Okay. I'm going to sound like a broken record because you got to know where this is going, right? You got to know where it's going. Listen, what got you where you're at right now will never get you there. You have to live and be a diamond right now. Right now. So the confidence that you approach someone when you're out and about in the world is the same confidence that you would approach someone as if you were a diamond. Guess what? If you can't manage $1,000 a month, my friend, you can't manage 20. Trust me, I know. You have to learn how to manage your money now so you know how to manage your money then. If the Lord, I talk about Jesus a lot, sorry. If the Lord sees that you can't manage $1,000, what in the world makes you think he's going to give you 20?
That's good.
I always wanted a dream home. I always wanted a dream home. I don't think I'd ever lived in more than 1,000 square feet in my life, but I knew that I had to take care of my 800 square feet really well, so the Lord would see that I was going to take care of more. Just like your customers and the ambassadors on your team. Are you taking really good care of them? Customer care is huge. What makes you think that the Lord is going to send you people that need the products and need the business if you're not taking care of the people that you've got? Now, I will say this, and this is real talk. Don't give a dead horse CPR. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And some of you guys, like, you know, you led your horse to water and they ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. And then you get really frustrated and like you hold your horse's head underwater and you're like, come on, you know you want it. And your horse dies and you're like giving CPR to your horse. Leave the dead horse and go get you a new one. Okay. So I'm not saying spend all your time on, I'm not saying spend all your time on somebody who's never going to come back. You love them well, you know, we're still their friend, even though they're not doing Plexus or working the business or whatever, but be wise with your time. Be wise with your time. Okay, so hopefully you get the idea of that activity because that gives you action steps. Everybody wants to know action steps. Like, what should I do? Like, listen, if you need to sign people up, you know what you need to do. You need to message people. You need to post. You need to talk to people. You need to make friends. You need to ask people, hey, have you ever tried Plexus before? Hey, do you have any health issues you need help with? What are your health goals? Like, and here's another thing that I think is super, super important is people don't want to admit this. I find it hilarious. People are like, I'm not afraid to share Plexus. I'm not afraid. Fear is not holding me back. I'm like, okay. So like, have you messaged that person last week that I told you would be a good idea to message? Well, no, I'm trying to figure out the right approach. Okay, so fear is holding you back. Okay, fear, identify what the fear is. And remember, the fear is a liar. Fear is a liar. Okay. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. Jessica Heffley came into my office terrified. She was going to say the wrong thing. And what did I tell her? I'm going to blast you on Facebook and tell everybody that you're selling snake oil when this doesn't work. But I was the right person that the Lord had lined up for her. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. So keep that in mind. I love answering questions. If people have questions, that's my favorite activity. Do it often because those are your action steps. If you want to know, what am I going to do to get to Leaders Retreat? What am I going to do? Those are your action steps. You're going to wake up feeling confident. You're going to have a set routine. Even if you're working full time, by the way, a body in motion stays in motion. So don't tell me if you're working, you don't have time. I was a single mom of 2 kids working full time, and I guarantee you I got a lot more Plexus done back in the day than I do now. Because now I'm in la la land and I spend 45 minutes rearranging tiny little trees on my thing instead of working because I don't have to be intentional with my time because I have tons of time. So a body in motion stays in motion. And so if you're busy, you are going to actually probably be more productive. You got a leg up on everybody else. And if you're not like me, then you have to be super, super intentional with your time. Okay, ask me questions. Did I talk too long? What's my time?
Okay, I'm
Oh,
just gonna
30
say
minutes.
this. I'm gonna let them ask you questions. And I know that they're gonna ask you questions because the faces on here, I just know, but you are absolutely incredible.
Do I
And
have questions in the chat yet?
they
Okay.
don't have questions. They did ask,
How many level ones do you have
yeah.
as a diamond?
Mm-hmm.
How many level ones? I'm a diamond reentry. So, and this will be exciting to you. I'll tell y'all this. As an emerald, I went emerald with 13 active level ones. Power of duplication. I got it. Listen, y'all, I understood the assignment. I get 3. I help them get 3. And I duplicate that down 7 levels deep, right? That was the goal. I get 3. I help them get 3. Duplicate. So when I brought people on, everybody went silver. Everybody went silver. It was like, and I was so confident because my health took a full 180. Like it was a no-brainer. It was like, duh, you're gonna go silver. Your mom, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, everybody freaking needs this. You're going silver. Your product's gonna get paid for. You need to be on this consistently. So it was like a no-brainer to me. Everybody went silver that joined me. But when I went silver, or no, when I went emerald, I only had 13. I would say I have a little more than 100 level ones actively working the business. Maybe 5. Maybe 5. I mean, I have a few that dabble here and there. Well, let's see. On my reentry, I mean, I'm only reentry gold. I'm not on my reentry though. I have a couple. So I mean, it doesn't take. I'm not. She said, "Oh, I've seen you on the leaders board." Y'all, I've actually never been on the leaders board.
You haven't?
Ever. My entire career, I've never been on the leaders board. No, I haven't ever been on the leaders board. Now, I will say this: the month they changed success, or not, super silver. Remember the superstar? What's the silver trip?
Yeah.
Super, whatever that silver trip is. Like
Silver star.
I had 24 or 27. I have 24 or 27 silvers that month. And that was back when they just took 1. They picked 1. And they changed it the month after. And you know who beat me? You want to know who beat me? Rob Heffley, which Jessica's, Jessica's my best friend. Rob's her husband. And Rob would be like, how many silvers you got? I'm like, oh, he beat me by one silver. And so the Heffleys got to go on the trip for a second time. I'm not bitter because Jessica got it too. But I mean, I maybe could have been on the leaderboard then if I hadn't been beat out by Jessica. So, but yeah, I've never been on the leaders board. You don't have to be on the leaders board to be a reentry diamond. You just have to be super consistent and create really good connections. My level 7s know me just as well as my level 1s. The people that want to connect with me get to know me well. I love my people really well. So they stay with me and they never leave me because I take really good care of them. I just have an amazing team. But yeah, so I don't have like crazy amounts of level 1s that, I mean, they don't all order every month,
Mm-hmm.
But I have 7 or 8, almost 9 jewels.
I was just going to ask you how many you had.
Yeah, I'm getting really close.
So that's level 1 jewels?
No.
Okay.
I have 2 level 2 jewels, about to have a third. I have 2 level 1 jewels. I'm about to have a third level 1 jewel. I have some very close, like adopted level 2 jewels that are like adopted I mean, they're all the same to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. My level 5 Jewel, Brandy, is one of my best friends. We met through Plexus. I mean, I treat them all like they're my level ones, but okay, give me all the questions. Ask me all the things.
Go people.
I know I didn't answer all y'all's questions.
I'm going to call on somebody if you don't go on.
Favorite book for personal growth. Oh, I can talk about that. Y'all know that. If y'all follow me on social media at all, you know that is like my number one love language. I can't even turn my computer this much to show you, because there's a secret I have that I would show in my shot, but like I literally have books but I can't show you all my books because I'd get in big trouble with corporate. Okay, my number one books would be, right now, everybody go get Your Best Year Ever, because the new year is coming. Read Your Best Year Ever. It's small, it's an easy read. It's going to give you step by step to have your best year ever. Atomic Habits is one of my favorites. Hold on. There's one I'm thinking of. Why can't I think of the name? I literally pulled is my computer on it? I probably read, for a while there, I was reading 2 to 3 personal development books a month. I became a consumer and it got unhealthy. And so if y'all know, I don't know if anybody follows me, but I decided in 2021 that I was going to stop with the personal development books and just focus on the Bible, because I had moved and I was unpacking all of these personal development books. And I thought, I read all of these, and how much time did I give to Jesus? So be really careful with that. But personal development books are probably a huge component to how I was so successful. They changed my life. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. Well, how to win friends and influence people is good. What to say when you talk to yourself is good. But, high performance habits. High performance habits. That's a good one. See me looking at all of these. Let's see. I already said Atomic Habits. Yeah. If you haven't read The Secret Code of Success, that's pretty good too. It talks about affirmations. Actually, I could just sum the book up for you right now. An affirmation is when you're like, I am an incredible businesswoman. Like, you say an affirmation, but an affirmation is like, why am I such an incredible businesswoman? Like you pose the affirmation in the form of a question. So then you program your brain to constantly be looking for the answer. That's a good one. I literally have probably 300 personal development books right here. But those are probably my favorites. The One Thing is pretty good. Okay, let's see. What are the other questions?
Hey, Ryan, I have a question.
Yes, ask me.
What's the biggest thing you do to keep your team? It's Donna. What's the biggest thing you do to keep your team motivated?
The biggest thing I do to keep my team motivated was, I would say, motivation is a joke. Like, if you're waking up every day and you're hoping your team finds motivation, you're going to be in huge trouble, because motivation is so fleeting. One thing I would say is, you know, if wanting your team to always be working towards something, breathe belief. Like you can prophesy and breathe life into your people. Like you are a diamond. I see so much potential in you. Like just the gift of breathing that belief keeps people really engaged. Connection is key. Good, curious questions is key. And I would say, you want to know what really will motivate people? Let me tell you. This is terrible. You know, when people are working and they're like feeling all down, like I need help. Like go get you new people. When they see their leader adding and going and going and going, they get super motivated to like jump on the train with you. And if that doesn't motivate them to jump on the train with you, they're not your people. Or they'll come back around. They'll come back around. But breathing belief is really, really important. I would also say make sure they're really, really connected to their why. Like when I first started, my why was I want grocery money. And then my why evolved. And I think a mistake some leaders can make is they don't ever go back and revisit that. You see a lot of people that get stuck at that gold and they just like can't get past. Like remember as a leader, you cap your team. Mm-hmm. So if you can't get past gold, it's because you've capped your team at gold. So you got to start doing activities that look like a diamond so your people can meet you where you're at. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it is good. Thank you.
Let's see. What do you do to mold your culture? Man, that's a good question. When I first started this business, so much stuff was together. I feel like everything has really shifted and changed a lot. But something that we do on my team page, you know, interaction is hard on Facebook these days, but my team knows the people that interact the most get a treat from me every month. So my top 5 engagers, they're going to get a little treat. I send out fun things like little Plexus swag things, or it's not even necessarily anything. Here, I'll show you what I'm about to send out. I mean, they're small little things like this is a little thing a gal's gonna get. See if I can open it. I don't want to mess up the box. But like a handwritten note, which full disclosure, y'all, I'm a diamond. I pay somebody to handwrite my notes. Add that to your hashtag goals. But see this little, it says Plexus on it. It's just a little thing. That's cute. They just get like a little something with a little handwritten note from me in the mail. That's just, says that I'm thankful for them. And you know what? A lot of times it's the same. It's a lot of the same people. And I'm okay with that because those same people are working really hard, and it's exposing, the more likes and comments you get, it's exposing more of my team. This is a cute little, I don't know if you can see it, little Plexus pill thing. That fun. It says Plexus on it. And then it's a little face scrubber for the Joyum. Anyway, it says Plexus on it. So they just get a little treat from me, the top 5. that's always fun because it makes people, like, a lot of times I'll have like a little swag that everybody wants. Like this one time I had, what was it? Oh, I gave away t-shirts. And everybody wanted one. And so they were all like determined to get the shirt. So I had more interaction on my team page that month than I had in a long time because everybody wanted one of those Plexus shirts. A lot of times I try and do connection Zooms once or twice a month, actually, where I get on without any topic or anything, and people can just connect with me. They can bring somebody new on and we can talk about their products and how they're kicking off their business, or it's like kind of like an open, it's, since I can't have them all over to my house like I would want to, because we're spread all over the country, then it's like an invite, come sit on the couch with me and just ask me anything. And people can ask me anything. I'm sorry if you can hear my kids. Sorry, can you hear them? I don't know. That's a good question. I need to like evaluate more my culture. I do have good systems in place. So good, simple step systems. People know when they sign someone up, we always set up a Zoom with the upline, always. So I'm able to connect with that person. So my level ones know if they sign somebody up, we've got to get a Zoom going with me, them, and their person. We connect, we chat, then I'm really connected with that person. I'm pretty good at getting that person to work the business because I don't have feelings attached to that person, right? I don't have any fear about what they think because I don't know the history between, that upline, and it's duplicatable. So then my level ones see me do it and they do it for their level ones. It's really duplicatable. They join my team page, they're automatically tagged in my top post, which breaks down simple steps on how to take their products, which we would have gone over in the Zoom, getting them silver and making that first post. So it's a simple system that I kind of have in place. That's a big part of our culture is getting people plugged into that flow and that system. Don't overcomplicate the system. And I always tell people are like, what is your system? They want to follow my exact system. I'm like, no, it's mine. Not that I'm not willing to share it with you. I share it with anybody, but you have to figure out what works best for you. And because if it's not yours, you're never going to stick with it. It's got to be yours. Okay, what else?
Anyone have a question?
Well, you pretty much just answered what mine was, because one of the things that I came back from the Jewels of Excellence really fired up about the consistency and the systems and all those kinds of things. But so I was going to ask you for some of our people on here, what your favorite IPA activity would be that you would be able to recommend to them.
Okay, my favorite IPA activity is generally, like I'm asked to do power hours all the time. Like they're like, Brian, will you please lead a power hour? I'm like, sure. And I get on there and I'm like, everybody write down the 10 scariest people that you could think of to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but if you signed that person, they would be diamond in a hot second, right? Mm-hmm. You're talking someone with major influence. And I'm like, okay, do it right now. Right now. You go message your 10 people. And if you need wording for messaging your big fish, everybody likes compliments. And it would be like, hey, Jody, I should have messaged you about this a long time ago, but I really value your opinion. I see how you live. I see what you do. I know that you're a really wise businesswoman. I am having an event tonight and I need a serious critique. Will you take a look at it, critique it, tell me how I can improve it? Boom, you got them hooked. Why? Because they're going to look at all the content that you put out there. You're asking them to critique you and make it better. Like you're saying, please help me make this better. And when they come back with whatever it is, no matter what it is, one, you've fed them amazing Plexus information, even if it's a no or not right now. When they haven't slept in 12 days, they're going to be like, I read that thing on gut health, get me that dang probiotic. Or you're going to be able to say, those are incredible. Did you look at our compensation plan? Like, seriously, you would be a diamond in a hot second. Even if they don't bite right then, you were the person that was bold enough to reach out to those top 10 people. And if they ever decided to do Plexus, they're going to do it with you because you put the bug in their ear and you sent it out like it was a compliment. You're not saying, hey, have you ever tried Plexus? I think you'd really like it. Nothing like that. It's, I really honor and respect how you do life kind of thing. So that's that's a great way to kind of, that's my favorite IPA is just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's another great book if you haven't read it by Mel Robbins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Message your, do it on an evening where you're going to have an event or something like that. So you have like I really need somebody to critique this. It can be, next week or whatever. Would you please mind giving me your feedback? Is such a great way. That's my favorite IPA.
I love it.
Okay. Okay, what else? I saw somebody else going to say something. Was it Kristen?
Yes. Hi.
Okay.
First of all, I just want to say, and I don't know if this is going to come out right, but I had to turn off my video for a while because your story had me in tears. And in this business, sometimes, in this industry, sometimes you don't see real authentic people that share the truth and their every stair step that they've gone through. And wow, just your story is amazing. As a former, I'm going to say it out loud to all the team, as a former abused wife, no longer, I'm a single mom, but your story is absolutely amazing. So just wanted to say that. My question to you was, and you asked this in our kind of manifestation, I can't even talk because I'm about to cry. Sorry. How did you feel when you woke up and realized that you were a diamond after all of the turmoil and the running and the rebuilding of your life? How did you feel on the inside about you?
Well, I went diamond sitting in this pink chair, which, by the way, one leg is about to break off, y'all. It's getting sketchy. It's the chair is getting sketchy. I gotta upgrade. But I was sitting in this chair in my 800 square foot house in Wisconsin. I went diamond a year and a half before my point said 4,500 because I did that exercise. I decided I'm going to do life like a diamond does life. So the moment I hit diamond, I was sitting across from a level 1 who I met in Wisconsin, also sitting in this chair, trying to help her go senior Ruby. And I'm sitting there in my back office, like I'm working on all the things, like trying to pull up reports for her to go senior Ruby. And I had switched my computer around so she could look at something. She was like, Ryan, have you looked at your points? I'm like, no. She's like, you're over 4,500. And so it was an awesome, exciting moment. But I had that feeling a year and a half earlier, because I really did take on all of the feelings and things as a diamond before my points ever reflected it. I did the same thing to go emerald. Like, as a gold, I had the car that I was driving, you guys, had no air conditioning, no heat. It died every time I turned left, which was hilarious, trying to get around town, only turning right. I'm not kidding. So I'd have to, like, the only way to like get it to start back, I had to like jam it in park, turn the car on. It was a circus. Also, every time I opened the door to get in the car, the alarm would go off, even though the car was unlocked. And the only way to get the alarm to go off was to turn the car on. And when I turned the car on, my wipers would go off. I'm not kidding. It was a circus. And so I went as a gold and test drove a Lexus. And I felt that air conditioning. Did y'all know that Lexus, the seats have air conditioning in the seat? Like, your hind end gets air. Like, I would imagine that sitting in my super hot car. Like, I would be like, one day I'm going to feel air on my tushy. Like, I put myself in that position before I ever went emerald, which is why I think I went emerald so fast. But I had a lot of good moments of being proud, probably before I hit diamond. But the proudest moment I had was when I hit re-entry, because I wasn't working. I hit re-entry 2 months after my husband tried to kill me. I was recovering. I was moving. I had not done any work. I could not. And my team got me there. And I didn't deserve it. But they did it for me. And that was the best moment so far in my whole journey. Because I knew that all the love and hard work that I had done for the 6 years plus was that I impacted people enough to say, you have permission to take a break and invest in yourself and your family. And I didn't have to worry financially about anything, because I knew my team had my back. And that is probably a moment that was 10 million times better than any rank I've ever hit. And I can't even take credit, because I did not do anything to get that. They did all of it. That's worth it. Your hard work right now and the time and the sacrifice you make really, really is worth it. It really does change a lot of people's lives. Okay, let's see. Oh, I know, intense. That's not the first time I've been told that.
We're obsessed with you. So you're going to get a bunch of new followers. Like, all these side conversations are happening outside of this chat, just so you know.
Listen, I'm going to do like a shameless plug here, okay? Because I do think there's some information that you're going to want on my website, ryankeepsitreal.com. Okay. So right now I'm doing a 52-week series. You don't have to subscribe to that if you don't want to, because it's almost over. Because this is week 47, by the way, of the year. But I do a different Bible verse every year. It's like, I don't charge money for anything. I'm not about that. But On, I believe it's my week 46 email, and then some more follow-up emails coming towards the end of the year. I'm going to have steps on like reflecting on your past year, casting your vision, and then setting action steps. And those might become really valuable to you in life and in your business. So if you want those tools, I do have them on my website. They're under the tab Faith. And I believe my first, what do I call it? I think I call it reflection. You'll kind of see it at the bottom. It has like not a great photo because, like, you know, I'm not a website expert. But you'll see if you click on it, you can download really good reflection questions. And then the next coming weeks, if you subscribe, which you don't have to, you can just go back to my website if you don't want me to send you emails. You can look and you should be able to see. I need to put those in a different tab on my website, but that's not happening anytime soon. There'll be, I'm looking over at my notes over there, there'll be vision, and then there'll be an action step thing. So RyanKeepsItReal.com is what it's under.
Well, I'm definitely checking that out. I know that we all are. I think we were all like, I saw us all like going into our own team chats, like telling them. So that was, this has been absolutely incredible, like beyond what I think anyone expected. Not that we had expectations of you, but just, I know that it has unlocked a lot of feelings, and, I'll be thinking about it for a long time. Does anyone else have anything before we let this lovely woman get back to her children on Thanksgiving break, who are probably acting crazy? Like, I actually had one just go to bed. So
I'm about to give mine a melatonin.
yeah, I'll send you a picture of this. I gave myself on accident magnesium flakes in a bath, and I was like asleep at 11 o'clock in the middle of the day. So that works too. And I'll send it to you. So in case you want to give them a bath,
I'll take anything right now.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop recording. I've been recording this whole time.